Hey, are you new to the club? Click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell beside it. See ya!
What's up everyone and welcome to Spiller Kenzie's GG Corner or Game Gadget Corner, and in this video we will be doing an iPad Pro gaming benchmark that includes temperature test, and let's find out if our favorite FlyDigi cooling device can make our iPad cooler. We will be testing out a number of games, and first will be Call of Duty Mobile and followed by other games that I think can make our tablet warmer or to make it at least overheat. After minutes of gameplay, I will also put our cooler to see if applying it will make a difference. The majority of the video will be focusing on Call of Duty Mobile because of its popularity and vast graphical configuration plus the 60 FPS. Okay, let's start, and my first test will be my very own configuration that I use every day, where I set my graphics settings to low and FPS to max, or the highest setting that you can set on FPS. I'm also using an Xbox One controller. After this game, we will check how warm is our iPad Pro tablet with our handheld temperature gun. And the result is around 29 to 31 Celsius, depends on the area of the iPad Pro, which is not really pretty bad, as we set our settings to the lowest graphical setting and max FPS. Now it's time for our second test, and this time around we will set it to very high, and we will be doing it on both graphics and FPS settings. Take note, once you set your graphics to very high, you won't be able to set your FPS to the max level.
1 hour later.
Okay, and then after the gameplay again, it seems that there are a little bit changes on the temperature. So now I'm getting around 31 to 32 Celsius, so it's increased like 2 degrees. And imagine that I already set it too high, so it's still not pretty bad. But after this one, we'll put or install our FlyDigi if it's going to help at least. So I put my FlyDigi Cooler at the back of the iPad Pro, and it actually fits perfectly on if you're using Apple iPad Pro keyboard. You can also use something like GameSir dock if you want to, but it's not that secured. With the same settings of very high on both FPS and graphic settings, I think we only managed to decrease the temperature of the iPad Pro around to 29 to 30 Celsius, and it depends on the location of where you are testing it. I think we didn't manage to get our iPad Pro to warm up with this game, and I can say that COD Mobile developers did a pretty good job on optimizing this game for iPads. So I think our favorite cooler is not needed if you're playing Call of Duty Mobile on iPads, but of course we will not stop here, and we actually tried it on different games, and here are my findings. Okay, for our first game, we have tested Disorder on iPad Pro, and we set the graphics to high, including the frame per second, which is around 60, or max. We managed to measure the iPad Pro without the cooler around 35 to 36 Celsius, and we did another game with the cooler on it, and we measured around 29 to 30 Celsius. It's like 5 to 6 Celsius difference. I haven't noticed any frame drops when I was playing Disorder, and the only issue I found is the latency. I got around 100 to 120 ms. The next game will be the new MOBA, Marvel Super War, and we also set the settings to the highest level, and I think this game is pretty gorgeous on iPad or big screen. Our temperature check is around 35 to 36 Celsius without the cooler, and 30 Celsius with the cooler on it. So with my previous game benchmark, we are now noticing some patterns here, and let's continue on our game benchmark. And for the last game, we will be testing critical ops like what we did before. We will set the settings to the highest level, and actually this game lets you play on 120 FPS, which is pretty gorgeous as well, and it is pretty smooth. The only problem here is the latency, that I think they can improve it if they can manage to put more servers around the globe. And in the end, using the cooler also give you the same output of 35 to 36 Celsius without the cooler and 29 or 30 Celsius with the cooler on it. In the end, it seems that using FlyDigi Cooler on iPad Pro helps you to reduce at least 5 to 6 Celsius, which is around 15 to 18% of the temperature without the cooler. I know this is a weird experiment, but it's also a good thing finding out that this little gadget works even for tablets. And of course, the only exception is Call of Duty Mobile, because even if you're using it with the highest graphic settings that you can do on iPad Pro, it will still give you around 30 or 31 Celsius. We can only reduce around 2 Celsius if we're going to use the cooler. So that's it, guys, and we'll be creating more video like this, and we'll be putting to test our new iPhone Pro Max, and let's see how's it going to fare with our little cooler.